Well, hi, and welcome to episode 20 of Coffee with the Dead. It's another Anne and Lauren show.
Hi.
And we have also barely figured out how to stream both in YouTube and Twitch at the same time.
Sorry.
So, yeah, it looks like it's half working. I'm not too sure about what's going on here with the YouTubes, but we at least got Twitch going.
Yeah. So, people need IT help. Don't call us. Not us.
No, we're not the IT department. Thank you. That's Keenan. He's on Twitch. He's like, whoa, Lauren.
Hi, Keenan.
So we know the Twitch stream is working
All
at
right.
least. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone who might be watching on YouTube can see us. But if you're on YouTube, drop a comment so that we know. Because we don't know. It says
We're
0.
flying blind here, people.
It does
Help
say
us out.
It does say 0. Yeah. He's saying hi back to you now. We did have an interview scheduled this evening, but he had to reschedule for, next week or whenever. So some of you also probably got that invite saying that the title of tonight's show was an interview, but indeed it is just us. Surprise!
Surprise.
So, very little planning again, as usual. It kind of seems to be my go-to. But this YouTube thing's bugging the crap out of me. I'm sorry, but anyway, we're just gonna ignore it. It's really bugging me though. Oh, is it? But does it say episode 19 on there instead of episode 20? It has the wrong title, right? I can fix it later. As long as it's streaming, I'm happy. So, yeah, what have you been up to, Lauren? It's been a minute since you've been on the show.
Work. That's it.
It's not very spooky.
I know.
We don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. It's not been very exciting, to be honest.
A lot of ghost farts from the dogs.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Artie, he just lets them rip. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care at all.
No.
He's like, this house is clean.
Yeah, it's cleansed.
It's cleansed. His butt is like the sage. Just
Yeah.
like
No spirits
sage
getting
in
in there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but I will tell you though, this is actually perfect timing. So I was telling Chris, I had a really crazy dream last night.
Oh, okay.
And for whatever reason, we were in Red Bank, which that doesn't mean anything to you because
Jersey.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were in like Red Bank, and it was like my sister, Chris, a whole bunch of other people, and we were like, hey, let's go see the psychic that's over there. And psychic over there, her name's Gina.
Okay.
So in my dream, like I went to go see the psychic, and I don't want to say her name because she's one of my Facebook friends, but she was in my dream as well. And we were talking to a medium, and her father materialized in my dream, who, he passed away some time ago, and kept saying, to the girl's name, was like, don't worry, I'm okay. Everything's okay. I know you're still upset, but I'm okay. And like, I woke up and I'm like, I'm done.
Did you message her or like?
No, I haven't messaged her yet because I don't want her to think that I'm like crazy. But this is like probably the, I don't know, third or fourth time that like someone's loved one has like come into my dream like after they passed away.
That's strange. Like, why wouldn't they talk directly to their relative?
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, this is perfect timing considering,
Yeah, just in time to have a story.
Yeah. Always story time with me.
Yeah.
But how about you? What crazy stuff have you been up to?
Oh, yeah, lots of fun. Patching holes in plastic tub liners. No, actually, I'm in the process of building a pond in my backyard. I have the freedom to do as I want as long as I only involve myself.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So yeah, so at least I, don't have anyone's micromanagement to deal with.
Yeah, you don't need that.
No.
But I am a little concerned because, I mean, pond is a big...
Look, I don't think I knew what I was getting into when I came up with the idea, but I'm so far into it.
Yeah, at this
already.
Point, you're turning back.
Yeah.
Well, if you need help, let me know. I'll help you. I don't know.
I mean, bring a shovel and be here at like 9 tomorrow. Just like be like, hey, work. I can't.
I was like, do you work? Like, well, I may be able to. So, okay. All right, we'll talk. We'll chat.
It'll probably take several hours. So,
yeah.
I mean, even if you just want to come over in your lunch break and be like, I dug 6 inches. There you go. I helped you. But you know what? Honestly, though, as bad as your allergies have been, just don't even try. It's okay.
Yeah.
But the offer is what you're supposed to do as a friend. So,
Yes.
like, at least you did the proper social interaction.
Well, listen, I'll double up on like allergy medication and stuff to help. So.
Then you'll just be like really groggy, or you'll just be like totally just like
spaced
messed
out,
and you'll just be like shovel.
Mary, what do you want me to do with it?
You want some lemonade? And it's just like a pile of rocks. You get the ice cubes.
Oh, if you need help, offer stands.
I look forward to those lemonade rocks.
Yes. Homemade. Homemade.
Special. No, but I have, despite it being, I think, a lot more work than I anticipated, because in my mind, it's a small pond.
Right.
So, I'm digging a hole for a small pond, and shallow pond, too. I think the deepest it goes is maybe, like, not even up to my knee. So, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I got this. But I think even that, just the width of it and all, even though it's shallow, is still probably more than I was expecting, or more than I, could think in my head. But now that it's actually starting and I'm talking to people who actually like know how to build ponds and have already built their own ponds,
right?
Apparently, 95% of pond owners regret it. Oh, look!
What?
I get numbers. It says 3 people are watching on YouTube.
All right.
Even though in my YouTube app I can't see anything. And I can't see the chat.
Aww.
Oh, you know what?
What?
If I do this and I mute it.
Yeah, then you could see it like real
maybe
time.
I can see the chat. I feel like now it put me in the wrong account. Now this looks right. The icon is different now. Didn't the icon just change?
It did. Maybe we got some paranormal
oh my god, my computer's
IT
haunted.
stuff going on here.
YouTube's haunted. Nah. Alright.
We look so angry.
I love the freeze frame. Oh my god.
That needs to be your thumbnail.
I know. Think. I was going to say, if it keeps that as the thumbnail, that's what it's going to be. Alright, so we got Lady Liz and Keenan watching on YouTube. Much excite. And then we have also, I think, Keenan and one other anonymous person watching on the Twitches.
Ooh, mysterious.
Oh, and Curtis is here. Hey, Curtis. Thanks for watching. Curtis is the lead investigator from Werewolves.
Oh, awesome. Hi, Curtis.
Yeah.
Say hi to your pups for me.
They're Bills, but he goes out.
Bills, okay.
He still goes out with Bill, those.
Okay.
So. So anyway, yeah, so the pond thing that, like, apparently most people who decide to go about creating a pond in their yard end up regretting. I'm up for the challenge, and I'll probably take, from all of summer to recuperate. Because me and manual labor, I mean, do you really think I do anything outside? I can see my veins. So this will be neat. No, but I have it like all planned out, like in my head. Like I like it's there.
Yeah, you have all the concepts.
It's in there, and all I have to do is be able to tell my friend who's helping me,
Mhm.
and also owns a local hardware store. So he has done these for his customers and stuff before.
Okay.
All I have to do is be able to tell him what's in here enough for him to see it. Maybe we can do like a Vulcan mind meld.
Oh yeah, like put your foreheads together
Yeah,
and try
like,
to transfer.
like, you know, what do they do one of these? They do like a
Girl,
do
if you're talking about Star Trek or
They-
Star Wars,
they do a
I
they
don't
go
know.
my they do a thing on the face
Like,
and the,
is it the thing where they do this? Like, you know,
they don't
with
make the mask like the owl face. This is an owl.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they do anyway, they do the thing.
The thing. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I have to learn how to do so that I can tell my friend exactly, you know, what I'm trying to make. Because the plan is to have a waterfall feature coming out of the pond
Ooh.
and into a river,
Okay.
which is then going to go like across my backyard and wrap around to the other corner where I have a butterfly bush and some of the guinea pigs who didn't get cremated. They're buried there.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
we're gonna name it Albion Island because he was the first piggy buried there.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, when you do a dedication to it, we should like do like a whole memorial kind of thing and like dedicate it.
He needs
to
like
him.
a little sign to be like, "This is Albion Island."
Yes.
Yeah, I claim this.
I love it.
Yeah. So the whole thing is to have like a little moat around that, and you
That's
know,
sweet.
everything. Yeah.
So, aside from like aesthetics, is there another reason why you want to do a pond?
Well, I love water and I need it.
All right. fair
But
enough.
I mean, they're also really magical, and I have my favorite tree, which is a weeping willow, planted out back, and it's still a sapling. I think it's in like its second or third year, but they grow
Okay.
so slowly that it just started to get its leaves like last year,
Right.
but it's still super short. Like I'm still taller than it, and I'm like barely 5 foot. So.
Girl, you're preaching to the choir.
I know. But I always like the look like in books or I don't know, you always see like this cliche image of like
Yeah.
these weeping willows hanging over like lakes or you know like water,
Yeah.
and it's like super magical, and I think that weeping willows are like the epicenter, like the main like heart of the city of like fairy world.
Ooh, interesting.
So I think it's like a doorway into like the fairy realm, and I just think the weeping willows are like the epitome of magical when it comes to trees.
Okay.
So my idea is I'm not trying to invoke anything, but all I'm trying to do is whatever might already be there, you know, just make the space
Like friendly environment for them.
friendly, and you know,
Okay.
give them the environment they need to be as fairy as possible. You
So
know,
how do you know if, God forbid, like you get a bad fairy mixed in with the bunch that you may get? Like,
I get.
do they
well,
start doing anything like naughty or like I don't know?
I would think like they would start messing with you when you were in the yard, and like
Like hijinks, kind of.
hijinks. Yeah,
Okay.
like when when the guys come to cut the grass, I would think like their mowers
they
would
would mess with them.
malfunction and like you know, or like there'd be one patch where like even though the mowers would go over it, the grass would not cut.
Okay.
You know.
Oh my God! Like birthday candles that don't blow
Yeah.
out. 'Cause, you know.
The grass would like bend and just like
Just-
swing back up as soon as they turn their backs. Like the grass will go down, so they think they got it.
But then they're just leaving a trail of like.
As soon as
Just
they leave,
tall
it just
grass.
goes back up.
Then they're still like, okay, that'll be $150, please.
Yeah, and I'm like,
No.
yeah. But no, I watch them when they're here anyway. Like
the lawnmower. Oh,
the lawn, the lawn guys, just in case there's any like
Yeah.
human hijinks, because I
Yeah,
have had that happen before,
Mhm.
and yeah. So
Yeah.
So I would see the grass popping up behind them as they left, and I think I would just be like, it's time for some sage. But you don't use sage on fairies. But it's
What do you use?
it's a good general term to say like, it's time to clean this bad juju up.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have a lot more to learn, but
You have time.
yeah, I
So
have
your
a
pond is,
yeah. This is like pond this year,
Yeah.
and then next year maybe add a water feature. And then the year after, maybe, like, make that island. Like, each
Okay.
step is, like, a big project in itself.
Yeah, definitely.
So this one huge project has many big projects
Yeah, definitely.
included in it. So I plan to make my little, like, very friendly, like, nature-friendly, attract wildlife, like, frogs and...
Oh,
I know.
sorry. I hate frogs.
Artie loves them.
He does. He wants to eat them. Oh.
That was so gross.
Oh.
And whatever the birds from the Chesapeake Bay drop,
Oh, okay.
not
fish.
Did I just say whatever birds
Drop.
drop? That is incorrect. What I meant is whatever the birds from the bay may drop.
I was like, what, you want to attract, like, bird poop? Like, what are you trying to do?
I just want like a whole pond full of like drowned birds.
Oh my god.
Because if they drop into the pond, they're going to drown. That's like what that says.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I don't want that.
No.
That would
You
be
don't
really
the
sad.
death pond. Like,
I
what?
would fill that pond in so fast. Oh, that's how you know there's a bad fairy, when there's dead birds in your pond.
I think you got more than a bad fairy if you've got dead birds in your pond.
Yeah, you got a problem. Yeah, on many levels.
Yeah.
But, so...
Anyway.
Yeah, the actual idea is to then make the pond planted.
Okay.
And I have a few different spots on my property, inside and outside, where I have different species of water lilies growing as experiments to see what I can grow and what I should, just admire from,
Far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the idea is to turn my whole backyard into like this like little magical like fairy tale
That's fun.
little fun space, and I'm gonna make a human-sized ferry bridge to go over the river so I can still get into my shed, and that's gonna give me a bridge troll.
Love it.
Yes. So I already have like 2 hollowed out dead like tree stumps
Yeah.
that have been filled with dirt and made up to look like little fairy houses already.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go out there to get
Okay.
things started. They're gonna
Love
be
it.
the welcoming party.
Okay.
And then I have to get, like my ogre for like the, I have to
Yeah.
get my bridge troll figurine, and those little miniature fairy critters that you can put out, like the ceramic ones for your garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know how much they cost?
Yeah, you got to get a second job to
Because
get
like
them.
everybody loves them.
Yeah.
So you get one little dude like this big.
$100.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
and they
don't
claim
want
it's all like hand painted and handmade, but it's not, because they come in a big
Bull.
old mass bag, and then you pick out the ones whose limbs didn't fall off in shipping,
Yeah.
and then you sell them for $100, which is maybe what you paid for the whole bag.
Exactly. Come on.
And they ain't that
They got 'em
special.
Alibaba. Let's be real here.
I got some Play-Doh and Sculpey.
Yeah. And listen, I took 2 semesters of ceramics in college.
Look at this. We're about to have our own Lauren and Ann craft night
Yes.
a-thon.
Making some fairies.
Yeah. Let's see how many we can pump out in a night.
Heck yeah. Oh, and then Chris has his powder coat oven, so that could be our kiln.
Oh my goodness. So we
Done.
have this all set up. And then once I get a new stove,
Then we could have an even bigger
then we
powder
can have
coat
an even
oven.
bigger one, because Chris is going to take my stove and use it for powder coating.
That's right.
Mm.
Upcycling.
Yes,
Yep.
definitely upcycling. So yeah, that's about what's been going on. Whole lot of just one thing. Pond.
Pond.
Yeah.
Big thing, though.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's so much bigger than I thought, because I'm like, well, it's just one pond. It's not like I'm doing the river and the waterfall and the landscaping, like, all right at once.
Yeah.
I just want to do the pond, and then I'll be, I'll be happy. So tomorrow, my muscles are going to be bulging. Yeah, Keenan says that I'm going to burn up.
Yeah, you're going to
Well.
need SPF like 1,000.
I mean, not tomorrow. Okay, it doesn't have to be hot. I know you can, like, get a sunburn in the winter.
Hello?
Well,
The sun is out regardless if there's clouds. So, and actually it's stronger when, there's clouds because it has to work harder to penetrate through there. It's a fact.
look,
Okay?
look, you and your facts.
I read it on the internet, so.
Look, you and your facts
it's
can
true.
drop out of the sky into my pond, like those birds. That's
In the
about-
death pond.
Yes, to the death pond with you. So, that's what's happening. But anyway, yeah, I probably will burn up. I'm gonna break a sweat as soon as I pick up the shovel, because my body will just go into shock and be like, what is this?
Manual labor.
What is this shape your hand is making, and your shoulders are?
What, you don't make that shape?
Not outside.
Come on, live a
Not
little.
not in front of
Not in front of neighbor.
not in front of There's witnesses, okay?
This is a family show, okay?
That's right. I live in a neighborhood. There are laws. You cannot make this shape outside in a neighborhood.
God forbid you.
Please don't get thirsty either, because then you're just drinking.
2 times.
Yup. You don't want to do that in your own backyard
Nope.
unless you have a privacy fence. Buy a privacy fence before you make the shape outside in a neighborhood.
Or at
Oh,
least-
hi, Patrick. Welcome. Yeah, or at least what? At least wear gloves. You don't want your hands to get dirty.
True. And if you're gonna make that shape, at least have a shovel in your hand so it looks not sketchy.
Yeah. Like, have you ever heard that stupid, like, make that shape and pretend, you're pouring a salt shaker on your face joke? I think that was in It's Always Sunny. Have you?
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
They-
I can't think of it though.
They
right
made,
now.
like, Mac and Charlie do that. And it looked like, not like a salt shaker, actually. But the whole thing is you're supposed to do that with your mouth open. And it's supposed to be a psychological trick that then you taste salt.
Huh. After this, we're gonna have to try it. We don't want to do it on.
Ooh. I mean, can you see the visuals here? So as long as we're not doing it in the backyard in public,
No. The
But
privacy of our.
only dump salt in your open mouth in the privacy of your own home.
Wow, this conversation took a turn.
It's starting to become a whole.
Different channel.
Yep.
Next it'll be only.
Catch us on our OnlyFans for more great recipes. Seriously, what if somebody made an OnlyFans that was literally just like, then you stir the batter, and then
Take
you
out the
slowly
pasta.
pour it into your prepared pan, smooth it out.
They probably would make like how much money?
Oh my god, that would probably hit somebody's fetish like dead on. Like, I'm sure that
100%.
yeah, because everyone else is all like
oh my god, look at my boobs.
very obvious kind of things. But if you're doing something completely harmless, but
With like a Ben Stein kind
Sub-
of voice.
yeah, but like subtly very sensual, then people would be like,
All
I'll
right.
tip you for that.
Yeah.
Stir that batter one more time.
One more time.
Yeah, oh, it's not smooth. That frosting's, no, you missed the spot. Oh, yeah, there you go. That is a cake. They're like, yeah, I want to come over there and eat that cake.
Yeah, get that batter, girl. Come
Give me
on.
your cream pie. Yup.
So back to fairies.
Yeah, so I'm making a fairy pond. And cream pies was another It's Always Sunny episode, by the way. Do you remember that one? Because Frank was making real cream pies,
And then it morphed into...
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you had a cream pie? Well, getting a cream pie.
It's like Inception.
What if you? Yeah.
Next
So
episode.
fairies and bridge trolls. Bridge trolls with frosting. Now there's a whole new thing. So instead of painting, you just get different colored frosting.
Thing's done.
And you just frost it.
And the animals would love it. They'd be in like sugar coma, but...
Hey, you could do it with like some suet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And when it'd be really messy, but when it's in between that like melted and hard stage, you
Yeah.
could probably shape it into a nice little gnome hat.
Oh, you
There's some fairy wings.
You know what? Get the silicone cone molds from...
Molds would be way easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do that.
Just put them in there.
Yup.
Done.
Edible fairies. Well, now that seems like bad juju.
Yeah, no, we don't want them to get eaten.
No, and then if they saw fairy suet fairies getting eaten, they might take that as like a...
An attack on their
You put your
culture.
enemy's head on a post kind of thing. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah,
Like
like
the
in-
tribes.
Yeah,
Was it the cannibal... One of the cannibal tribes or something, right?
I think so. But they used to do that in like medieval times, too.
Oh, they did it in
They'd be,
medieval
like,
times too,
their
yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't want that.
Yeah, Patrick says it would be pretty and delicious. For the birds.
For the birds,
Yeah.
not the fairies.
No, not the fairies. The fairies would be like,
Like, bro, why are you
all
trying to
right,
kill us?
well, I'm going to take your spark plug. That's fairy vengeance.
Yeah.
No, actually, though, I did an episode on fairies last year, and I was kind of talking about some of the lore associated with them, and truth is that they are really vicious.
Really?
Yeah, in all seriousness, they actually kind of rank up there amongst some of the most, like, do not mess with us kind of, like, most vengeful types of
Wow.
entities
I had no
that
idea.
are out there. Like, so there is a group of fairies called will-o-wisps
Okay.
who look a lot like fireflies,
Okay.
but just a little slightly bigger twinkle,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a white light versus like the yellow,
yellow?
the
Okay.
yellowish, and it's more like a blink versus a glow. It's very subtle differences, but
Mhm.
pretty much you're gonna think you're just seeing a group of fireflies.
Oh.
And what they're known to do is lure travelers off their path to their demise.
What? That is just evil.
That's their whole plan, is just to wipe you out, just to mess you up.
Okay.
So seeing them is supposed to be very hypnotizing, to where you're almost in a trance and you just follow these lights. Actually, Stargate SG-1 did an episode where I can't say for sure it wasn't intentional, but there was an episode with little white lights that would like hypnotize people,
Oh, wow.
and they'd have to follow the light. And so immediately I was like, oh, somebody knows about will-o-wisps. The
Yeah.
writer of that show.
Jeez.
And then there's brownies, who are known, they're the ones who are going to take your one sock
Oh,
out of the dryer. They're going to hide your keys and put it right back where you just looked. They're going to do all that stuff. They're going to turn your penny tails up instead of heads up, you
Oh,
know?
man.
Yeah. They're gonna set your smoke detector off in the middle of the night. They're gonna do whatever to mess with you because that's their job, is to be annoying.
So, do they mess with you only like in an outdoor setting, or like do they follow you home?
So like there's different types.
Okay.
So the brownies, they are in your home. They tunnel in, and unless you really suck up to them and leave them lots of goodies, lots of offerings, lots of, they like their drinky. Leave them lots of mead, lots of bread.
Oh, wow.
Lots of sweets, like pastries and things.
Maybe that's where they got that in The Sims. Did you ever play The Sims where they, during the holidays, during like certain events,
Yeah.
they have these little gnomes that just appear and you have to appease them. And if you don't give them the correct thing, like if you don't give them a fruitcake or a toy, depending on what they are, they will mess with you, like in your house. Like they'll...
That's a brownie.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, that's exactly what you described.
And brownies are also like AKA gnomes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Sims, copycats.
I know, right? That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then there's other ones who are basically, they're very like, they're sort of demonic like. They're not demons, but they are just evil, jaded, bitter fairies.
Wow, okay.
Who, they, never got like their full fairy powers, or they're disrespected or like shunned from the community. And so they turn into these like angry, dark creatures, and they lose their wings, and they're more like I wanted to say hobbits, but they're more like a golem almost. Is that his name? Who's my precious?
Oh, that thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen those movies, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, me either.
Like that
I just
little,
know
like,
that dude. Yeah.
Oh, my precious.
Yeah. I don't know
Okay.
his name, but that guy.
Gollum? Yeah, I think it's Gollum.
Is it? Okay, yeah. So they turn into those things, and like, it's still a fairy, but there's no appeasing it. There's no nothing. Like, if they're around, you're just screwed because they're.
It sounds like a bitter, like, senior citizen.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say that, but it really does.
Minus the biting.
Well, some of them, you never know.
Oh, well, you do never know. I mean, I haven't encountered one, luckily, so. And so there's all kinds of different fairies. I actually have a fairy oracle that goes through, the most popular ones that are thought to exist, like the elementals and the actual like fairies that we commonly think of with like wings and
Like the
long
pretty
hair and
ones.
all, yeah, the pretty ones.
Yeah.
And then it goes through and mentions the golems and and
Okay.
instead of will-o-wisp, it's called Willow of the Wisp.
Oh, okay.
I have to make it like extra British. So, those are my goals. I got fairy goals for my backyard, at least aesthetically.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't necessarily want to like attract them so much, but I mean, if I do, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bug them.
So be it, yeah.
I mean, I do think that I had a run-in with will-o-wisps a long time ago, maybe like, I don't know, over maybe 10 years ago or something.
Okay.
But it was right here in town, actually, next town over, Havre Grace. There's, the graveyard, I don't know. The graveyard down by, it used to be a 7-Eleven, but now it's Wawa. It's like right when you come off of 155 into Havre Grace, if you return up to by like the Pizza Hut.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so behind the Pizza Hut, there's a graveyard.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's like the old half and the new half. So I was in the old half, and I, the trees were all sparkling. The treetops were sparkling. And this was summer, so I was like, wow, like I was saying before, like, I thought it was fireflies.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. But then I was confused because, like, the way I was describing them, they were very round, it was white.
Right.
And they were blinking out a lot faster. They weren't glowing like
Yeah.
fireflies do. And, yeah, it totally just, like, entranced me, captured my whole focus. And before I knew it, I was walking to the tree line that I saw sparkling. Because, I mean, it was like the whole tree line. I mean, there would have been thousands of lights.
Yeah.
I mean, with how many were covered. It was just nuts. And, you know, I stopped because I saw a woman. It was like this little like oval of a clearing in the bushes on the ground.
Okay.
Where it was this little like porthole kind of view.
Yeah.
I know, but it was
No,
this,
that's interesting.
it was like a whole like think of like Snow White kind of
Okay.
scene. But it was this woman with long blonde hair that came down, you know, to her ribs, like you would see like a maiden, you know, in like
Yeah, like Sleeping Beauty or something, or
yeah, like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, you
Okay.
know. But she clearly like was a wild one because she, you know, her hair was long and very frizzy and, you know, just
yeah.
whatever. She was singing something,
Okay.
but it was like I couldn't see her mouth moving, but I could hear the song, and in my mind, like I knew she was singing. I knew it was her,
Yeah.
and there were all these animals around her, like woodland creatures, like Snow White.
Yeah, that's
you know?
interesting. Okay.
And there was a fire that she was in front of with a cauldron on it. I mean, this image. I mean, it was so clear. It was as clear as like staring at you right now. Like it was like real.
Wow.
It looked real.
Yeah. Okay.
And later on, after the experience, I realized that, you know, I was seeing this in my head,
yeah, that it really wasn't there.
but I wasn't. Yeah, and like I was just like projecting it
Huh.
instead of really seeing it. And I don't know what happened. Oh, the woman was like, she kept doing this, like, you know,
Oh,
motion.
like come here. kind
Yeah.
of.
She didn't move her head, but she was just very focused on the cauldron, and the animals were all around her hanging out, and she was just like doing this.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was very detailed for
Yeah.
being, you know,
Right.
this random experience.
Mhm.
And I have no idea how much time passed, but eventually, you know, the friends that I was with started looking for me. I heard my name being called, and it snapped me out of it.
Oh, okay.
And the next day, well, that night, her voice and her image stayed in my head.
Sure. Yeah.
And it wasn't like replaying what had happened or anything like that, but it was like she was saying, hey, come back. It was almost like she had like psychically followed me.
Wow.
And she was like somehow attached. She was still in my head.
How did you break the attachment, though?
I never did anything to break it. I just didn't listen to her. So
Okay.
I wasn't, you know, I wasn't like that, like hypnotized or, you know, I guess, or whatever. And
Yeah.
the rational part of me at least was still like aware enough to be like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
like this is
Yeah.
not good. Right. And
Yeah.
so I went back to that graveyard during the daytime.
Okay.
And sure enough, just like the will-o-wisps' tails go,
Mm-hmm.
right where I had stopped walking
Yeah.
was a flat drop off
Oh my God! I just got chills.
down into like farther down into the it was like a wooded area,
Yeah.
but definitely nothing that would have been too easy to, you know,
Get out of,
fall
yeah.
off of without some major injuries or more. And the spot that I had seen this whole forest floor and the woman singing and the scene
Yeah.
basically would have been like in the air.
What? That's.
There was no ground. I mean, I was on the edge of a drop off,
Huh.
and then there's like I don't know what's below it, but then it's just this gap, and then there's the new part of the graveyard, like right across.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like a wide gap, and I don't know.
That's crazy.
But where she would have been sitting and everything was literally just the air. I mean,
Huh.
it was like in the trees. So, it's very weird.
That is weird. It almost reminds me of like I think it's in Greek mythology or Roman mythology, the sirens that lure.
Mermaids, essentially.
Yeah, that would like lure the sailors. You know, hey, come here. You know, get some booty, whatever, blah blah. Then all of a sudden, it's like boom. It's like tsunami or you
Yeah.
know, Their ship is like sunk now.
Because the whole thing is they're cannibals.
Yeah.
And they eat the sailors.
Yeah. And it's like, but they're entranced, you know?
Yeah, the singing completely just gets them hypnotized. Just like the lady that I saw, her
Yeah.
singing is what drew me over.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Remember when we were at my house where the lot was not even being built next to us? And remember we came outside and we saw like mass amount of fireflies in that
Yeah.
field, like, but it covered the
Yeah,
entire thing.
and we were so upset that they were going to be mowed over whenever
Yeah.
they did build a house.
But I just remember us like just staring at it for like 5 minutes and
Well,
like
they
no
were,
one
like-
said a word.
No, I mean, like, there were, like, so many, though. It, like, literally acted as, like, a mini lantern. It actually, like, lit up, like, the grass around it.
Yeah, like there were so many.
Yeah.
I just remember that. That was so weird.
Yeah. What if?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Mm.
So, Patrick here in chat is saying, he's asking, have we ever heard of any kind of fairy called a hob? So I've heard of hobgoblin,
Hobbit.
hobbit. I've
Hmm.
never heard of a fairy just specifically called hob. I've heard
Calvin
hobgoblin.
and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Sorry, I don't know.
Is that the dude that pees on everything?
I think so, yeah.
That's
Like,
Calvin.
yeah, the little boy and like the.
But
He
like
thinks
the-
it's real, but it's really like a stuffed tiger. that
Yeah,
is, like, you
yeah,
know,
it is a tiger. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So unless you're referring to like hobgoblin, no, I never have heard of just hob. Do
Yeah.
you know who they are? Can you tell us about them? And then he also says, well, what do you think her objective was in trying to attach to you? Oh, she's just evil. Will-o-wisps are just... She wanted me to walk off that cliff and, you know, end up being
Plunge.
trapped there with her because she's lonely, and that's
Yeah.
how she...
Misery loves company.
I would have turned into one of the animals around. All those animals probably represented her victims.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, right? I just got that right now as I was talking. I was like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like the missing people, you know.
Right, yeah. Like, have you guys heard, speaking of fairies, like, have you guys heard of, like, missing 411 stories ever? They're usually related a lot to berry picking. That's it. Just don't eat berries and you're okay.
It's so crazy. Just buy them in ShopRite, call it a day.
I know.
Don't be adventurous.
Yeah. Or even like there are a ton of missing 411 stories from Yellowstone
Oh.
here in America.
Okay.
I think in America it's one of the largest numbers of cases
Really?
is from that area.
See, it doesn't pay to go in nature. Just don't. Watch it from afar, but just, you know.
Yeah. Just stay in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Patrick says that hobs are the British agricultural fairies.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
no idea.
No, they're called something else here, but I don't remember the name.
Tinkerbell. No, I'm just kidding.
Tinkerbell the farmer. If you feed hobs milk and honey, they look after things for you, keep the roof in order, make sure the cows and other animals don't eat anything poisonous. Oh, so it's similar to brownies.
Okay.
Like a big way to invoke a fairy
Mm-hmm.
is with is with breadcrumbs
Oh.
or stale bread and honey covered in honey
Okay.
and a thimbleful of mead.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You know what? And I've heard the thimble full of mead before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, if you put that out. So of course, when I was a teenager, I used my CD stand. I had one of those really cool, like spinning CD stands that
Yes.
had like 20 CDs or something, and I was like,
Yeah.
20?
This is
Holy
amazing.
crap! But I used the top of it as my my altar
Oh, okay.
because I don't know. It's just what I don't.
You
That
used
was
what
all.
you had, yeah.
It's all the effort I was willing to put into it.
Yeah.
So I like took one of my mom's dinner plates and made it my my offerings table
Yeah.
to try to invoke the fairy king.
Okay.
Is who I was after.
Jeez, all right. Go big or go home. All right.
And so that's what I did. I filled it with breadcrumbs. I put it in a nice pattern. I put it in a nice circle pattern. I did the honey all nice and pretty. And I didn't have mead. I didn't have access to mead, but I think I put
Some Budweiser. He's like,
yeah. No, I think it might have been like iced tea or like Kool-Aid or something.
Okay, yeah.
But there was a beverage.
Yeah, exactly. Had some
And
food, some honey, some beverage.
It sat there for so long, I'm sure whatever it was fermented. Because I was waiting for him to come.
Yeah.
I was waiting to wake up one day and see any amount of it
Gone or something.
disturbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it never.
It never happened. The bread grew mold and I had to throw it away eventually once it started to smell.
I mean, unless he ate such a small amount
That I
you
just
didn't even
couldn't
notice.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, my whole thing when I was a teenager was I'm going to invoke this fairy king and he's going to do my bidding.
Oh, okay.
So you don't go to fairies for that kind of stuff because
no.
they are super serial, and if you ask them for a favor, they're usually a lot of times like the contract that you sign with them is like they get your firstborn. That is a very common way to pay them back for doing you any amount of favor.
Wow. Okay. That's.
And if you already have a child, then it's your first grandchild. Because it has to be a newborn. Yeah.
That's insane.
Fairies are some,
Addictive.
not quite as they've, have been so commonly depicted.
Yeah, seriously.
yeah.
I would never think they'd be this malicious.
They're
almost.
violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But again, they're kind of like very like schizophrenic because it's like they're either super sweet and like to party and hang out, like, you know, like we hear of,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, then that goes well with Patrick's comment, Fairy King or Goblin King, aka David Bowie. David Bowie liked to party. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I meant the Fairy King. I was not trying to invoke the Goblin King, but yeah,
Wow.
no, the Fairy King. So the list says, yeah, she was taught never to mess with the Fae. And then Patrick says, and they do what with the firstborn? And then there was a horror movie that used that concept, says Keenan. Yeah, so there's, I don't remember the name of the movie, but I do remember that concept being on film.
It wasn't Candyman. That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. You know, that's the only movie that's ever given me nightmares.
Yeah. I remember my friend Marlena and I, we watched it for her birthday. We were probably 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And it was like a bunch of us. Yeah, we didn't sleep like at all.
No.
We pretty much called our parents. We were like, we want to go home.
Yeah, for like a week straight, I had a recurring nightmare about him breaking into my house from the inside.
Yep.
And, I would wake up at the same part of the dream and be screaming,
Mhm.
but nothing would be coming out. It'd be completely silent. My voice would just be... And I kept having the dream, and finally one night I woke up and I actually just was screaming
Yeah.
to where my parents came in to like check on me. And after that, that's it. That broke it. Then I never had the dream again.
Oh, that's good. Some Fruity Krueger type of, horror right there.
It was not okay.
No, it's not okay.
So what do fairies do with the firstborn? They usually cook it up for a feast.
Yeah, I would think they would take, I don't know, their innocence or, take their youthfulness to kind of maintain their immortality.
Yeah, they make fun wines, they, a lot,
Jeez.
and it becomes like the Thanksgiving turkey, except on a magical level.
So wrong.
Yeah, I know, I shouldn't talk about babies like that. But it's what they do,
Yeah.
so.
It's not like you do it, it's what they do.
I'm just repeating facts.
Yeah. Facts.
These are not opinions, these are facts.
According to Google.
So I gotta put a sign in my little fairy realm out back to say, no eating the firstborn.
Yes, firstborn of anything.
firstborn of anything shall not be used for your magical advancement or longevity.
You know what's funny is when we were still in the office, we used to, well, one of my old coworkers, he's like older, he's probably like in his late 50s, early 60s, I would say, like maybe like admiral, like he's like up there. He would call them Minahoonies because I forget, it's from either a TV show or some kind of folklore that he read, but it's basically like these little fairies that just kind of like mess everything up. Like they'll, take a cord from you, or they'll like, mess up your computer and stuff like that. So yeah, he'd be like, the Minahoonies are at it again, and I'm like,
doesn't that almost sound like, hey, you shouldn't say that?
That's what I said. I was
Don't
like,
say that.
I'm like, it's like Beetlejuice. Do not say it.
Yeah. Don't even. The more you say it, the more they really live. So, what if taking the firstborn is metaphorical? Well, except it's not. Like, there are drawings of it in books that talk about fairy lore and stuff. But if it is, say, okay, so let's just theorize and say, okay, yeah, if it really was all metaphysical, even the drawings, because perhaps, just like, when stories are handed down word of mouth, maybe things are taken more literally than they were originally meant.
Yeah.
And you say, you wonder how much mental illness is from the fae taking someone. Right, so it also could be, that mom who had lost her baby.
Yeah.
And her immediate denial response is, oh, the fairies took them.
Right, yeah. It's like they could take your lucidness, your,
Yeah.
cognitive abilities or something.
Or like, postmortem.
Postpartum.
I was going to say
Postpartum.
postmortem stress disorder. Had
In the same realm, but not really. Same, but different.
Yeah, same, but no.
No.
Try again, please. No, yeah, so yeah,
Partum.
part.
Yes.
Depression, not stress syndrome.
Yeah, no.
I'm really good at being a host on this show.
You are doing great.
I am in my ideal position as a human being.
You are doing amazing.
No, a meatball for me. But no, for real, that it could be the mothers who are suffering from the postpartum depression, and they really believe that they're really having these delusions.
Yeah.
Or even women who just don't have any medical way to find out that they're actually sterile, or
Yeah.
just blame it on the fairies, especially countries who still have that fairy lore is still very, very real to
Right.
them. Yeah, that's definitely a thing that I'm sure happens.
Yeah.
I don't see that being that far-fetched, really.
Mhm.
So I'm sorry, there's a lot of noise in my house right now that just really distracted me. All of a sudden, outside voices became like inside voices, as in
It's
like
the fairies. And I'm just
I
like,
know, like voices outside of my room became inside my room voices, and this show is now officially haunted.
spooky.
Ooh, the cats learned how to speak.
That would be amazing.
What if it was just like Billy out there having a conversation?
Like on Sabrina.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would love that. Salem.
The Salem, yeah. So, surprise? Fairies are
Vicious.
not quite what we thought. And going back to talking about missing 411, I think we started and then got distracted back with fairies again, because they do have a lot to do with this. But there's a lot of missing 411 cases. Like, I think the heaviest concentration of them in the country are around Yellowstone National Park. And so there's this other podcast that is really, really great to listen to called Mysterious Universe, and they talk about alien abductions, and they talk about missing 411 a lot, and like missing time, and what commonalities all these cases seem to have with each other.
Okay.
And there's actually a Netflix documentary called Missing 411 right now that's on. It is enough to give you like a skimmed through understanding. Doesn't go in depth or anything. It just more
It's
talks
not too
about
heavy.
No, it just shows you
Okay.
a couple different people's stories without ever going into like the actual phenomena itself.
Oh.
So it's like an unsolved mystery. So you kind of like
Oh. Okay.
learn about what the phenomena is by watching the reenactments.
Mm-hmm.
But commonly, it's a couple factors that all the missing 411 cases seem to have in common is that they're if they're in a group, they're the last person in the group,
Mm-hmm.
and they wander off by themselves for whatever reason.
Because they're stupid.
Because they're stupid, or they gotta pee, or yeah. Like there was a story on that on the Netflix series where it was a group of hunters, and the way this group of hunters worked was one man was a lookout for the deer while the other men were up in their post
Okay.
with their guns.
Yeah.
And the one man's supposed to give the signal to the other men
Right. Okay.
that there's one nearby, a deer nearby, I mean. And so the man who was the lookout,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't hear from him for hours, and they go looking for him, they never find him, they don't find any trash and no footprints. I mean, and these are hunters,
Oh wow.
so they know how to look for tracks, even if the tracks have been covered by leaves and things, like they know what to do.
Right.
So they searched like 100-mile radius, over time, and no luck ever. And that's kind of what these missing 411 cases are, is just like mysterious, like there's absolutely no indication that a person was ever in the area.
Mm-hmm.
They just like poof. And a lot of times it's been discovered that the person's belongings and their clothes
Mm-hmm.
are neatly folded in the area they were last seen,
What?
but the bodies are never recovered. And sometimes when the bodies have been recovered, they are like cattle mutilation style. Yeah.
That's insane.
And it looks like they've been experimented on. Like their bodies will be rearranged, or they'll oftentimes be found in the fetal position, and the coroner's report will say, "Oh, cause of death is that they died from exposure." Well, of course they did, because suddenly they're naked now
Yeah.
in the woods.
That's really crazy.
Right.
That's.
Unless they're eating berries. I mean, you don't just eat random forest berries. That'll make you hallucinate. Then
True,
then
yeah.
you might just take your clothes off.
That's true.
But no, I mean, like, Keenan's like, and that is why I stay out of the woods.
Smart, Keenan. Very smart.
Yeah. And there's other signs, like, sometimes the people come back,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be like a large amount of time later, like usually days, like not just hours. I mean, it's usually like well within the like legally documented as a missing person,
Mhm. Yeah.
time, and the person shows up, and they're like a couple things will happen. Either they think it's only been a couple minutes, and they're just like, "Oh, hey guys,
Mm-hmm.
why'd you change out of your hiking gear? Are we gonna go or what?"
It's like, bro, you've been missing for a couple days.
Right. And then the person's like, "I have no memory, no recollection."
You know what? I wonder if someone's been missing and came back decades later.
This has happened too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof, that's crazy. Could you imagine? It's like 1930s, you're out picking berries, you're like, the depression sucks, whatever, and then you come back, it's like 1995.
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, no. And it's it really happens. And, like, so anytime I hear stories of anyone dying from exposure now, I'm just like, or did they?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so that's a thing. It usually also happens near bodies of water,
Okay.
and that's been theorized to have something to do with the way the Earth's natural ley lines
Mm-hmm.
are, and where there's certain intersections or multiple intersections at one point, it can cause a heavier energy field that some people
Right.
are more sensitive to than others, like how some people can wear analog watches and others can only wear digital.
Okay.
Or is that right? That's, yeah. And
Why? They just can't tell time on a...
well, I don't know. Like, my grandma, it was something about, like, every time she put a watch on, it would stop within, like, a day or so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably because the energy that they're giving out,
It was something with,
messes.
like, yeah.
Okay. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like the same idea with these ley lines is that,
Okay.
just like certain people have a stronger energy field, certain geographical,
Mm-hmm.
certain points
Yeah.
in the world, certain areas. And because water is also a conductor,
Yeah.
and
Crazy stuff happens near the water.
yeah, whatever the geographical makeup of the land is, and also having in common that it's a collision point for multiple ley lines. It can be a very energy heavy place for people who are more sensitive to
Yeah.
energy fields, whereas like you might go there and just be like, got my sandwich, I'm good, having a good day.
Yep.
Do-do.
Have my little high C
Yeah.
ecto cooler, you know.
Yep.
Delicious.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, it's like Satan's porthole is like right
it's
here,
right there.
sharing my lunch with me.
You know, like 10 feet below you, there's Mr. John the Hunter being spit roasted.
You know, I was just thinking, I don't know why this popped in my head. Before you start digging and do water back here, you should probably
Oh my goodness.
just do some research. Like look at old like contour lines. Just, you know,
Uh-huh.
just double check. I don't know why that just popped in my head.
No,
but
that's actually pretty smart. Like, what if there are, like,
yeah, you
I
don't,
don't
want
wanna-
to open anything up.
I don't want to, like, open anything up, like, spiritually wise, but also, like, I don't want to hit, like, a water line or,
Yeah.
but I
You
think
probably should call Miss Utility too, just in case
Mm.
you're before you digging.
I don't know if there's any, like, electric lines. I doubt that, though, and wouldn't they be more than 4 feet?
They would, but I would just
Yeah.
because
Old remnants, I'm gonna find, like,
dinosaur bone.
my dinosaur bones. That would be awesome. Let's see. Patrick says a thing like what Lauren is saying happened in Fredericksburg, Virginia, in the 1950s. A dude in a Civil War era uniform pooped out of nowhere in front of a car downtown and got run over by a car. Yeah, that's exactly what you were talking about with
Oh,
like
wow.
so
Yeah.
1930s version. Yeah, with
Did
the
he
missing
live though? Like, or just was he kaputsies with the car? Oh, I'm gonna have to Google this later. That's really
Wow.
interesting.
Oh. And there's been like time traveler stories too about people from the future showing up.
John
and-
Teeter.
Yes, we were just talking
I
about
know.
that.
I really wanted to like Google some of his, quote unquote prophecies.
That'd be really great for the next time that you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like with all this political stuff going on
Yeah.
overseas and here, I'm like, I wonder if he said anything about any of this.
Yeah.
Interesting. But
So interesting, man, to mentally prepare yourselves for the conversation of. Is this a John Teeter?
Teeter,
Teeter, Teeter, Teeter, T-I-T-T-E-R?
T-I-T-O-R,
Titter.
Titter.
Teeter. John.
John.
T.
T stands for time traveler.
Yes, John the Time Traveler. It says he screamed and died. No idea or anything else to identify him.
Huh.
That's a real shame because that would have been a cool person to talk to.
But you know what? I wonder if they ran his DNA now with all the technology they have, you know?
I know, they might be able to figure something up. I wonder whatever happened to the body. Did they just bury him or just cremate him, maybe?
Or just like, bye.
Just like, get back in the sewer. It's okay, excuse you.
Sorry.
For dirtying our streets. I don't know. But, yeah, so there's a lot of ideas going on out there. There's a lot of weirdness that we have the chance for since, I'll be digging up some earth, quite a bit of earth tomorrow.
A little bit.
With the whole, fairy tale theme. I'll probably be bringing in the idea is to bring in happy energy.
Yes.
Although, as I've crushed all of your childhood ideals tonight by revealing the truth of our fairy friends as being kind of gangsters.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's not the best theme to go for, but I'm going for it because it's pretty.
Yeah,
and
I
it'll
think
make
you
me
should.
happy.
Yeah.
And the chances of that anything really being invoked, that's IKEA particle board.
Oh, good lord. I think this is wood.
This is real wood.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. So hopefully those chances are pretty low.
Yes.
I won't be mumbling any words of any kind except for probably grunts and expressions of misery from digging. My backyard is so rocky.
Yeah.
It's nothing but rocks back there because I'm on a
know
hill.
what? You should probably rent some equipment.
I'm going to give it a go with the shovels. And if it becomes an issue,
Okay.
I'm going to be like, my first dig is going to be clink,
Nope.
clink, clink.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, done. I'm returning everything.
Yeah, because you could
Going back to
probably-
bed.
Yeah, seriously. Rent like a backhoe. Or not even a backhoe, like one of those little tiny tractors with like the little shovel thingy.
Maybe a tiny tractor because I'm thinking like backhoe is a lot of machine for
Yeah, you
just
may
a
not
4 foot.
need like a license. Too.
Yeah, like permits and surveys and.
Nah, go right to that place over here. I forget what
Yeah.
it's called.
See, auto tiller to break up the.
See?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, I have a manual tiller. It's by Friskers.
Friskies.
Friskars. The sewing machine people? No, not sewing supplies people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you may want to get an auto tiller for that.
I have to call my uncle, be like, hello, I need your machinery. Because he has one.
Oh, alright, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like,
a
just
big
drop it off.
thing. I tried to use it once. And when it hits rocks, it vibrates. It goes like.
Yeah.
Every
Oh, you're
time it
talking
hits
about an
rocks.
auger.
Talking about an auger.
Yeah.
I am
As soon as you
qualified.
said that, I was like, oh, that sounds like the thing Chris uses.
I am super qualified to be putting this pond in on my own.
Certified, guys.
Yeah, I know words.
Yeah, the auto tiller, it looks like something like Splinter from Ninja Turtles would like ride because it's like
Oh, okay.
it's like the thing that you know,
Yeah,
and it goes
yeah.
down.
It has the big drill bit.
Yeah,
right?
but instead of like an auger where you go like down, it goes like to the side, kind of.
Okay, that
think.
is fun. I can't handle that, but maybe.
Maybe we could like, you know,
Maybe-
double tag this
maybe.
effort, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you hold one side,
I'll
I'll
hold the
other. Maybe I'd be like, hello, could somebody with some muscles and experience please come operate this? You need to be here soon, though, because this is on the hour, and I gotta get it. I mean, I'm only...
Hello.
Yes, please.
Time it when the lawn people get here.
Oh, I'll just be like, excuse me
You
for
like-
favor.
Senora, please.
Do for some lemonade box. Lemonade stand, please.
$100. There you go.
Look at the money fly. Look at the fly. Please no choppy chop. Just drilly drill.
Just drill.
Drilly drill. Thank you. Thank you much. Okay,
Thank you.
bye. Thank you.
Gracias, okay.
Thank you. And then I ask them to do something, so when they don't do it, I can call the company and be like, hello.
They are so
I
uncooperative.
requested this additional service, and your people just like looked at me and said, "Okay." but I think they mean more like quay. Because that's Mexican, right? Okay. Anyway, can you do the thing? Please. I offered them lemonade cubes.
And money.
And invisible money. Here's the Monopoly money. You take it and you do the thing. Because I am a little girl. But I want a bigger pond.
You.
No, it's like Frisks. It's Friskars or Friscos, one of the two.
You sure it's not Friskies? Like the cat food?
No, it's the sewing machine people. Go on Amazon. It's Friskars. Hold on. It definitely is. Hold on.
You sure?
No, yes.
Oh, you know what I ordered from Amazon?
It's Fiskars.
It's a hand chainsaw.
That sounds amazing. It's Fiskars.
Fiskars, okay.
Fiskars.
Sounds like someone misspelled whiskers.
I know. That's why I can never remember how to say it either. It's Fiskas or Fiskars, right?
Yeah.
Fiskars.
Fiskars.
Yes.
Mystery solved.
Fire scars. Fire scars.
Fire.
See, I remember that name. Jeez, they gotta all make it complicated with their like misplaced syllables and
Right?
Ugh.
The heck?
Anyway, so it's been an hour, and hopefully y'all enjoyed yourselves or got some new information about the lovely, not so lovely world of the fairies.
Yes. Don't mess with the fae.
Yeah. Many childhoods ruined.
I know, you
crushed.
just drilled their dreams.
I fiskered their dreams.
You fiskered their dreams.
Yep. Childhood memories are nothing more than
Yeah.
screened memories now of having been abducted by the fairies for
Yeah.
a little mead party.
I'm gonna check out that Netflix thing though that you recommended.
Yeah, it's okay. It's interesting but hard to watch, if that makes any sense, because it's not exactly like exciting.
Okay.
It's very, the narrator's very like, and then one day she wasn't there. Her friends didn't know where to find her.
She disappeared into eternity.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's nothing like,
Okay.
and there's, yeah, you'll see.
All right.
But the information is good.
Okay.
Presentation, be honest.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you for having me on here.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Hey, and hopefully you'll be back, as your schedule allows. This important office lady person having weekend work and stupid crap.
I know, right? What the heck?
Well,
Terrible.
hopefully no one from work actually watches the show and hears me talk like
I hope they do.
that.
Sorry.
Well, then, in that case, let me tell you what I think about the... No. Not anyway. You see the camera like... Ah. Like, no. Don't talk anymore, please. Back to ghosts and cats.
Yes.
And about that pond. Let me hear you on a waterfall. So Patrick's like, no, don't go. It's so much fun.
Aww.
Well, we could keep talking, but I mean,
Go to bed, Patrick.
yeah, go to bed. Yes, we have our bandwidth except our bandwidth is full.
Oh.
YouTube only allows us so much,
Gotcha.
and we can only ramble about things for so long until it gets real.
True.
And you don't want it to get real.
No. Mm-mm. You guys can't handle that.
No.
Sorry.
No,
Mm-mm.
it's not that kind of a show.
Yeah.
So check us out on our
Wait,
OnlyFans.
what kind of show are we doing?
What?
Oh. Anyway.
Yeah, so Restream has been really great. Those of you who do have Twitch, the show does stream on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously at the same time, concurrently, like this. Not this, but this. And so, whichever platform you most rather use is all good. And also throughout the week, I stream all kinds of other random, ridiculous things on Twitch, like me painting my nails or making tomato pie at 11 o'clock at night, because
Why not?
that's when you cook.
Yeah,
It's gotta be ready for the next day. So
I
sure.
agree.
Yeah. There'll be all kinds of other random, possibly spooky, mostly not spooky stuff, like me streaming Candy Crush for an hour.
That's fun.
For your ear,
Viewing pleasure.
yeah, for your viewing pleasure. And the music is very relaxing, so you can just listen to the music in the background and enjoy yourself for,
It's like a spa day.
it's like a spa day.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's that. Don't forget, there is still the Teespring store with plenty of good Coffee with the Dead merch. We got fanny packs, which are actually my favorite item, and I know they're like $40, but they're super durable. And if for whatever reason you have an issue with yours, you just have to let me know, and I'll replace it free of charge.
It's good to put your snacks in.
And it's good for your snacks, yeah, especially when you're picking berries.
Yeah.
It's a perfect berry basket.
There you go.
There you go.
Because you're not taking too much, so they can't really.
I mean, how
off
much
you.
can really fit in there versus
Yeah.
a whole big, yeah. So, keep up with the Facebook page, of course, because that is where all the updates are. You can follow me at facebook.com the Parian, because believe it or not, somebody else already has Parian.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
Lame. And it's just like this blonde, like, robot, like bot, like a fake account.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep. And so my name, yeah, the Parian. If you're interested in any investigations, booking investigations, that is, you can send me an email, parian@cwtd.co. We are mostly wanting to still keep it focused on outdoor locations versus any private indoor home or business locations, just until this COVID mess really gets super cleared up.
Yeah.
But if you are having, like, you know, a lot of activity at an indoor location, still reach out. We may just send one or two of our crew who have, you know, already got cleared with their vaccination out to you. It just depends, you know, on everyone's availability and exactly what's going on and
Yeah.
stuff. So still reach out, but just know that we are really just trying to focus on, like, outdoor locations, you know, right now, or even you know, empty structures that aren't lived in would give our
That's fine.
team the ability to spread out, and also, you know, since it's not a lived in location,
Yeah.
there's probably, you know, it's a little safer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, stay in touch. Send me any questions, comments. Let me know what you want to see on the show. Let me know what didn't work for you when you were watching.
You just killed a fairy.
How's an ant? Okay. That's probably a little fairy riding it, though. It's like their horse.
You just killed the king. Good job, Mary. Anne.
Well, now that I'm cursed, I'm gonna wake up with, like, my socks around my neck.
Oh God, no, don't say that.
No, so, you know, you guys know the drill. Stay in touch. You can hit me on the Facebooks, The Parian, Coffee with the Dead Facebook, Spirits Wake Facebook, email, parian@cwtd.co. Keep checking out Werewolves. We are coming back. We will be going out again at some point this year. It's all between waiting for the team to be vaccinated and the weather just to break a little bit, because the nighttime weather is still just a bit nippy. But we are trying to get back out there. We got some plans. We have a list of places that we're just trying to make contact with right now and get things all, officialized on the books and stuff. So check them out. Go to the Facebook page, which is Werewolves, and go to check out our Amazon Prime series. I think we have 3 episodes up.
Okay.
So keep up with that. And remember, the veil is thin.